There are lots of ways to have your say on local issues, whether it's talking to your local councillor, going along to a public meeting or submitting a petition. Councillors are always keeping an eye on decisions made on your behalf, making sure that things are working properly. They can scrutinise any local issue, from potholes to Meals on Wheels, from social services to street lighting. A number of recent in-depth reviews have really got to the heart of local problems by talking to the people who use the services and the people who run them and finding real ways to improve things.
But a particular example that I think would be worth highlighting is the work we did on the Rugby Western Relief Road a couple of years ago, because this was the single biggest project that the council had ever undertaken, a construction project. It ended up overrunning its scheduled time by nearly a year, and it ended up costing more than £60 million, which was about 3 times as much as originally they thought it would cost, and nearly double the size of the actual approved budget. So clearly this was a major issue for the council, and there were important lessons to be learned. What we did as a committee, we took a lot of advice and input from external experts. We held public meeting in Rugby. We took a lot of input from the members of the public as well, and came up with a set of recommendations, not so much about the project itself, but what the council should do differently in the future to make certain that didn't happen again. Those recommendations were taken on board, and they've resulted in, I believe, much more significant project control processes in place, better ways of assessing risk for the council and so on. And I think as a committee we can feel that we've made a major difference there.
As well as looking at our own services, councillors also make sure that other public bodies such as Community Safety and the Health Service are working properly.
Yeah, the changes to the health service locally bring more power down the scale. So we have the doctors groups with more power, we have the Health and Wellbeing Board, which is more the voice of the patient and the local community, and we also have public health now centred within the county council. The George Eliot instance, the position was that the whole paediatric services could leave and possibly go to UHCW. That meant that parents were travelling to see children. You would know local point of contact with your GP. So we worked again with the local population, with the hospital. So we have immediate services and routine services at the George Eliot, but urgent work and more serious work will be at UHCW. And really what we're after, all of us, be it public or councillors, is the best for our children.